The remarks made earlier today by Uhuru Kenyatta, reprimanding some Jubilee leaders against insulting Rigathi HANDSHAKE, seems to be causing problems in Jubilee Party. If you look at Jubilee Party, there are some two leaders who have been very critical of Rigathi HANDSHAKE. That's Ngunjiri Wambugu, former Nyeri Town Member of Parliament, and Jeremiah Kioni, Jubilee Party Secretary General. The two leaders have been very critical of Rigathi HANDSHAKE, but I don't know whether their criticism falls under what we can describe insults. Ngunjiri has just been exposing how Rigathi has been behaving, what Rigathi used to do when he was in government, and what he's doing today. Now, compare that to how Rigathi has been talking. Rigathi has been very raw, hurling very raw insults to his political opponents. For those who have been following us keenly here, we've been discussing these things almost on a daily basis. If there is one person who should be called to order, that's Rigathi HANDSHAKE. He has been very, very abusive. But nonetheless, Uhuru called his party officials to order that they should not insult Rigathi. Will Rigathi call to order his foot soldiers? Will he tell them not to insult Matiang'i? And that is because Rigathi HANDSHAKE's bloggers and even leaders who have been supporting Rigathi, they have been openly attacking and insulting Matiang'i. And we also know Rigathi used to insult Uhuru. What do you think is happening here? I want us to have a look at some remarks made by Ngunjiri Wambugu, remarks that I know might not sit on well with this party leader Uhuru Kenyatta. But before we have a look at Ngunjiri Wambugu, let's remind ourselves of what Uhuru said. At times, I'm saddened to see people on social media who pretend to defend the party by insulting former Deputy President Rigathi HANDSHAKE and others. I don't want that nonsense in my party. People should do their politics respectfully. It's sad that most of them are party officials. Ngunjiri Wambugu had this to say. Ngunjiri Wambugu, for the record, if Uhuru was to work with HANDSHAKE, I would leave Jubilee immediately. I can't operate in the politics I have seen HANDSHAKE do, even for Uhuru. So if they got into bed, I would disassociate myself with Uhuru and Jubilee. The remarks by Ngunjiri Wambugu insinuates a walkout. And it's not just a walkout. There might be a mass walkout if Uhuru and Rigathi finally joins hands. And Uhuru joining hands with Rigathi HANDSHAKE, in my honest opinion, is a confirmation that Rigathi HANDSHAKE has triumphed over Uhuru Kenyatta. Uhuru fears challenging Rigathi on the mountain. So Uhuru is cleverly trying to make peace with Rigathi HANDSHAKE. And the truth be said, if you look at the mountain, when Uhuru Kenyatta had power, when he was the president of the Republic of Kenya, he could not persuade the mountain to support Raila Amolo Odinga. And now that he's out of power, how will he persuade the mountain to support his preferred candidate? Compare Uhuru Kenyatta and Rigathi HANDSHAKE on the mountain. The truth of the matter is, more Mount Kenya residents listens to Rigathi HANDSHAKE than to Uhuru Kenyatta. That's why Uhuru is making a clever retreat. He does not want to be embarrassed. Rigathi has clearly won against Uhuru in the fight for the mountains votes. In our earlier analysis, I did explain that Uhuru Kenyatta might be trying to reach out to Rigathi for Rigathi to support Uhuru's favorite candidate, who is Fred Matiang'i. That's what might be happening here. Uhuru understands that he'll not be able to deliver the mountain votes to Matiang'i. Rigathi, yes, can deliver the mountain votes to Kalonzo. I'm seeing Uhuru, who might just be trying to bring confusion in the united opposition. Uhuru is trying to persuade Rigathi into supporting Matiang'i. That's what I'm seeing here, ladies and gentlemen. As I conclude, we all know the kind of a fight Jeremiah Kioni fought for Jubilee. There was that time when Jubilee was almost gone. Most Jubilee leaders had joined Ruto. Jeremiah Kioni stood firm. He even went to court to challenge Jubilee Party's takeover. It would only be prudent for Uhuru Kenyatta to be very careful when addressing some Jubilee Party officials. Some have been there for the party. Were it not for people such as Jeremiah Kioni, I don't think Jubilee Party could still be in existence. So Uhuru has to be very careful as he addresses these party officials. Let me stop it there, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching us but you have not yet subscribed, subscribe, give the video a like. Any person watching us outside Kenya, drop a comment, let us know from which part of the globe you are watching us from. If possible, subscribe, give the video a like. Let's meet in our next analysis. Thank you. God bless you. God bless Kenya.
That the people of Kiambaa erected me knowingly. I'm a son of a single mother. And that's not the only qualification that I had. All I was selling to the people of Kiambaa, because I think it has become an issue now. And you were there campaigning for me. So I wonder, when you were campaigning for me, what were you trying to insinuate at that particular time? So we're going to do, and if you look at your track record, I don't think you're among the people who have the track record as far as the good leadership and quality workmanship is concerned. Because I wish it's people like Peter Kenneth, Dende Nyoro, Kimani Ichung'wah who are talking, I would really listen. But you are in Bunge in 2017 to 2022. We were with you for the last 1 year when I was in the National Assembly. You never raised any statement. You never asked any question. You never contributed to any bill. So when you're telling people that they should match the standard, which standard have you set yourself for people to follow? So we will not sit down and watch you bullying us. And I want to tell you, because you have really intimidated me, even on phone calls, text, because you have sent even some friends to come and talk to me. But I want to tell you, I am following President William Ruto voluntarily. I'm not being coerced to follow the president, because I have an agenda with the people of Kiambaa. I know the reason why they elected me, and I have that contract up to 2027 August. And if you feel like you have another candidate who is better than me, you can present him, and the people of Kiambaa will decide who is going to be their member of parliament from 2027 going forward. But my contract with the Kiambaa people is between now and 2027, and they will decide if I have delivered, if I have done beyond their expectations, or I have done anything below their expectations. They will have that opportunity to make that decision. But you cannot force us. You are the former deputy president. You cannot force us to follow you. And you know, when you start asking us to follow you, you know, the only people that you can be able to control, you know, that is your wife and your children. But us, we are elected leaders. God bless you.
We are moving, stop pushing us. We are moving.